norovirus, E. coli, staph infections, and now MRSA. Fairly small words that represent microscopic organisms, but their impact can be enormous. They can close schools, hotels, casinos, cruise ships. They can even take human life. In fact, over 90,000 people a year in the U.S. alone die from infections they acquired after being admitted to the hospital. The obvious first response to these health alarms is to clean all potentially affected surfaces. In fact, the more we understand about how disease is transferred, the clearer the importance of cleaning and protecting human health becomes. The reality is that cleaning is considered by many healthcare professionals and environmental scientists as our first line of defense against infectious disease.
I think people in this industry don't realize that they're really, in a way, in the healthcare industry. Particularly when it comes to public restrooms, we know that they are involved in the transmission of infectious diseases like hepatitis A, Shigella, Salmonella. It's been shown epidemiologically you can transmit disease by public facilities. So if we want to reduce illness, and save lives too, people do die from these types of infections. It does become important to maintain proper hygiene in these facilities.
A widely accepted definition of cleaning is the removal of all unwanted soils and substances. And if cleaning is truly to protect our health, this definition must also include the invisible. Regardless of whether cleaning a restroom, kitchen, classroom, shop floor, or surgery suite, the goal must be to remove the maximum amount of soils and biopollution, both seen and unseen. Then validate through proper measurement. The purpose of this video is to expose the truth about soil removal capabilities of differing cleaning approaches, and to show through scientific measurement that not all cleaning tools deliver healthy results. Specifically, we'll compare high-flow fluid extraction technologies from Kaivac with the most prevalent tools today that rely on entanglement for their removal capabilities. To compare results, we'll use an ATP monitor, which measures adenosine triphosphate, the universal energy molecule found in all animal, plant, bacteria, yeast, and mold cells. While relatively new to the cleaning industries, these instruments are used in a number of other industries, including healthcare and food processing, to ensure that surfaces have been properly sanitized. They show just how clean surfaces are by quantifying microbial surface contamination in just seconds, making them perfect for showing before and after cleaning results. Our first test compares Kaivac's no-touch cleaning process with microfiber mopping on a restroom floor. Before we began our comparison, we cleaned the test site thoroughly and then measured for ATP to establish a benchmark. The level was 25. Next, we spread juice from a fresh grape, which contains a high amount of ATP, to safely contaminate a section of the test area. This produced a reading of 7,267. To begin the comparison, we cleaned the floor according to commonly taught practices using a new microfiber mop pre-soaked with a hospital-grade disinfectant. A measurement was taken immediately at the area contaminated by the grape. The ATP level dropped to 1,479. We then took a second measurement on a nearby tile that was cleaned during the test. One would expect this reading to be lower than the initial 25 level. However, the ATP actually increased from 25 to 686. That's over 27 times greater than the initial readings. Why such a great increase? Let's take a closer look to see what's actually happening. As the mop head passes over the contaminated surface, some of the soils and contaminants are entangled in the mop fibers. However, much of the biopollution has simply been redistributed across the surface as well as deposited and trapped in the grout line. This tendency of mops to spread biocontaminants, also called dissemination, ultimately cross-contaminates any surface they touch. Interestingly, there's a common belief today that microfiber is extremely effective at removing biopollution. In fact, some claim that it actually eliminates cross-contamination. However, the data from this test indicates otherwise. It's also important to note here that these results were achieved with a brand new microfiber head. The problem is actually much worse if the mop head becomes saturated with soils and germs, which is what typically happens in the real world.
I think most people don't realize, the cleaning tools you're using contain millions of bacteria, particularly mops and dishcloths, and they're giving germs a free ride around your facility. And that's why it's really important to recognize this, that you can actually make things worse with these. What you perceive as a cleaning tool is actually a germ transfer facility for them, and a good place to eat and live too.
Now, let's compare the Kaivac no-touch cleaning system. Again, juice from a fresh grape was spread across the same area of the restroom floor, and another measurement was taken. This time, the reading was 7,844. Next, the same hospital-grade disinfectant was applied to the floor using the Kaivac's chemical injection system. The surface was then vacuumed with its built-in wet vacuum system. Immediately after cleaning, the ATP level at the spot where the grape juice was applied dropped from 7,844 to 27. This represents a dramatic improvement over mopping. Just as important, another measurement was taken at the spot where the microfiber mop had increased the ATP reading to 686. This time, the ATP level fell from 686 to 20, indicating a lack of cross-contamination. Why was the Kaivac so much more effective at removing soils? First, diluted cleaning solution is applied through the built-in chemical injection system in a low-pressure fan spray. As the solution dwells, it loosens and lifts soils in preparation for vacuum extraction. In addition, the fluid brings residual dehydrated soils into liquid solution. Then, all liquid and contaminants are suctioned or extracted from the surface with the system's built-in wet vacuum. This high-flow fluid extraction process creates a liquid current that transports the unwanted matter into a recovery tank where it is contained and quarantined. The power of the vacuum removes unwanted matter from surface areas, including grout lines, leaving the floor clean and dry. As the ATP readings confirmed, the result is a clean, dry floor with no cross-contamination. In this segment, you've seen the soil removal effectiveness of Kaivac's no-touch cleaning systems. In the next segment, we'll compare the cleaning effectiveness of Kaivac's patent-pending flat surface cleaning system, KaiFly, with microfiber rags or towels.